Hi everybody, Miss Rachel from the Farmingdale Public Library here, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own scratch art like I did here and made some little hearts. For this activity, you will need some white paper, some toothpicks, some crayons of whatever colors you'd like, but you definitely need a black crayon to make the scratch art layer. So I'm going to put my black crayon off to the side. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to choose what colors we want underneath the scratch off layer. I think I'm going to start with this red violet here, and I'll also do, how about some sea green, a nice bright green, and let's do a dark blue as well so it shows up really nice. And instead of coloring with the pointy sides of my crayons, I'm going to be using the flat sides because I want to cover a lot of area and press down really hard. So you want to color as hard as you can without shaking the table, and you want an even coat of your colors, so you don't want any white space in between. So sometimes I find that it works well to go back and forth over it. So up and down and from side to side, both vertically and horizontally. Okay, I think I'll do a stripe with my purple next. Again, I'm coloring really hard so there's no white space, and it's okay if the colors overlap a little because then they'll just blend nicer. So you can use the pointy side of your crayon if you want, but if you do, you'll run out of point rather quickly. Okay, let's try that green. Nice and bright. I really like that green. Sometimes I use the point just to fill in the other colors on the side. And you know what? Let's do one more. How about we do some orange? Yeah, I like that color, orange. Orange is my favorite color. I know a lot of people don't like orange, but it's my favorite. What's your favorite color? Okay, so there we go. I have blue, purple, green, and orange colored really hard with my crayon. Next, need everybody to get their muscles ready, flex. We're going to take our black crayon, or if you don't have a black crayon, you can use a really dark blue, but if you have a black crayon, I would suggest using that. I'm going to peel down my paper a little bit so that I don't run out of crayon. And now what we're going to do is we're going to color as hard as we can over the other colors, going in all four directions. So across the paper, up and down the paper, diagonally from left to right, and diagonally from right to left. The idea is we want to cover as much of these colors as we possibly can. Okay, so I'm going to color as hard as I can. For this step, you might want to stand up over your table as well. You don't want to color so hard that your hand slides off the paper, but as hard as you can on this paper. And of course, you could fill in the whole paper or as much or as little of your paper as you want. I'm just going to make a picture in the center of my paper today. Okay, so that was up and down. I'm going to peel back my crayon paper a little more because I'm coloring it flat almost. Okay, and I'm going to go from side to side as hard as I can. You might have to go over it again another time. It's better to just start with all four directions. And now I'm going to go diagonally. The darker you can color with this black crayon, the more dramatic of a reveal the scratch art will be. And the other colors will stand out more. And then also there's more to scratch. Okay, now I'm gonna go this way on a diagonal. Alrighty, so that's pretty dark now. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a toothpick to scratch off some of this black crayon. You could probably also use a chopstick or a popsicle stick if you don't have toothpicks, but you might have to press a little harder. Now be careful with the toothpick because the end is pointy. You don't want to poke yourself with this, but we can start to make our design. So I'm going to scratch, I think, a star in the middle. So 1, scratch, 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 scratch. 2, 3, 1, and my last side, 5. Okay, so there's my star in scratch art. I think I'll do one over here. So I'll scratch down. Now, if you notice that this side gets too clogged up with crayon, you can always flip to the other side of your toothpick. And I'll do, how about H, I for high, and an exclamation mark. Okay, so I just did a scratch art of a star and high, but you could do whatever kind of designs you would like. You're only limited by your imagination and your crayons. So, I hope you enjoyed this scratch art tutorial, and have a great time coloring.